Okay, guys, I'm back. So, another topic I want to talk about tonight is why beginners should avoid reading cards for themselves. Okay. Number one, I did type out my thoughts as usual, right? I do that because sometimes my brain gets so overwhelmed with seeing and hearing and all this stuff. So it helps me to stay focused, right? Um, but I didn't add this on. See, look, I'm getting off track. Anyways, so why you should not read for yourself at first, right? Number one, you need to protect yourself. You need to learn spiritual protection, like not just lower level stuff. Spiritual protection is huge whenever you're using any form of divination tools. Okay. Number two, you need to grow in your clairs. I tell you guys this all the time. You should not be reading cards for yourself or anyone else until you have at least several developed clairs. Okay? Now, you can learn the meanings of the cards, which is going to take you a long time anyways, to even learn what each card truly means. Okay? It's not just about what the book gives you and this is what it means. There's symbology involved, the numbers you got to read, the colors I'm reading, plus using my clairs, plus what the card means. Then you got to learn the placements of things. And what is a major arcana? What is not? What does that mean? What does it mean when two or three come out together? So there's a lot of basic stuff that you could study now. Doesn't mean you read yourself, right? So, and I'm telling you this because I've had quite a few of you send me what you pulled for yourself and thinking it's telling you something that it's not, okay? And I don't want to offend you or discourage you from growing because I want you guys to grow, right? I want you to grow in your giftings. I'm not saying this because I'm a tarot card reader and I want you to pay money to get readings from me. I'm not that person. I'm not even really on here truly intended to even read cards, but I'm doing it for you guys. And obviously I charge for energy exchange. You know, it takes a lot of time. But I have developed my clients through their spiritual journey enough where there are several groups on here that don't even get hardly any readings from me anymore, who used to get them all the time because I've taught them how to evolve in themselves, right? That they don't need to have a lot of readings anymore because they have come into their own. They've come into their power. They're understanding spiritual laws. They're understanding the spiritual journey, right? So just so you know, I'm not telling you this because of that reason. Okay, so I wrote out. I'm gonna read it to you, and I'll add stuff in. But why beginners should avoid reading for themselves. As a psychic reader, one of the most important lessons I want to share with you is that those who are beginning their spiritual journey, the importance of discernment when it comes to self readings. Okay. Tarot is not just a deck of cards, guys, which I talked about in a little bit earlier here. It's a divination tool that responds to energy, intention, emotional state, and subconscious desires. Okay? When a reader is new and still developing their intuitive clarity or emotionally attached to an outcome, the cards can easily become a mirror of that ego rather than a message from the divine. Okay? So the card, you can literally manifest the outcome that you want to come out in the cards, and you think that's what Spirit is telling you. So, and that's not necessarily what Spirit is telling you, or the cards that do come out, you're reading it as how you want to read it, right? Is what I'm basically saying here. Here are key reasons why beginners should not read for themselves. When you read for yourself, okay, well, number one, I put down emotional attachment distorts the message. When you read for yourself, you are energetically invested in the outcome. This attachment can unconsciously influence the cards and how they're pulled, interpreted, emphasized, instead of receiving guidance, and the reading can become confirmed or confirmation of fear, hope, or desire. Okay, so it could manifest either one of those that are in your subconscious. Number two, manifesting the spread instead of receiving guidance. Tarot works with intention. If the beginner is not grounded and intuitively trained, they may unknowingly manifest cards that reflect what they want to see rather than what spirit intends to communicate. This is not spirit misleading you. It's the subconscious overriding the channel. Okay? Number 3, lack of energetic neutrality. Experienced readers learn how to step aside, act as a clear channel. Beginners often have yet mastered energetic neutrality. Without this, personal bias, anxiety, or expectation can cloud the reading and block true divine guidance. Number 4, over-reliance and obsession. Self-reading too frequently can create dependency on the cards rather than trusting in spirit, trusting in your intuition and your lived experiences. This can lead to confusion, anxiety, repeated readings that contradict each other, weakening intuitive confidence instead of strengthening it. Number 5, intuition develops before interpretation. True tarot mastery comes from intuition first. Interpretation second. Beginners often read cards strictly by the book, which can limit and distort the message. Until intuition is strengthened, self-readings can be overly literal, fear-based, and misleading. So these are my recommendations for those who are wanting to learn tarot, and because I do want you to learn, I do want you to grow, okay? So receive readings from experienced, grounded readers. I'm not saying it has to be me. I mean, it would be nice if it was me, but whoever you trust. There's not a lot on TikTok I would recommend. There are a few. If you guys want to know, I will tell you who else is good here. Learn card meanings without attaching them to personal situations. Practice readings for others with permission, of course. You need spiritual permission. And you shouldn't be tapping in, all right, unless you're a higher level person who knows how to talk with spirit and get permission ahead of time to people's energy without permission, okay? While staying neutral. Develop intuition through meditation, grounding, spiritual hygiene. Journal intuitive impressions without pulling cards for yourself. Tarot is sacred communication, guys. When used with patience, humility, and respect, it becomes a powerful ally. But until a reader is able to step fully out of their ego and into clear, intuitive alignment, self-readings can do more harm than good. Trust the spirit, trust that the divine will guide you when the time is right, and that clarity comes from spiritual maturity. Okay? I wouldn't be doing any readings on yourself until you've done several on others that have given you permission. Usually you have to start out with people that you know, but I wouldn't be asking them anything ahead of time. It's better to do it on somebody you don't know, right? But I know that could be nerve-wracking when you're learning, but to truly do it with someone who's going to be honest with you to tell you if you were accurate because you should be picking up on the energy of the time, okay? It's not, like I just tell you guys, it's not about predicting the future necessarily. Unless you have that gift to do it, that'll come. But if they're telling you that you were accurate and you've had several confirmations and you're growing, then maybe at that time I would do a reading on yourself, okay? So I hope this helped you guys and gave you some guidance and my insight on it. I mean, do with what you want with it. I just don't want to see you guys get discouraged or create some form of delusion by pulling your own cards and manifesting the outcome and it not really be what it is, okay? All right, ciao.